everyone, it's Di here from Di's Den. Welcome to my video and thank you for watching. Today we're going to make this card. I call it a double tag bridge card. You could put gift cards in here if you wanted to, but if not you could put these beautiful gift cards in here, gift tags in here. So, and I call it a bridge card because it stands up with two ends and like a bridge in the middle. Can you see that? This is done been done with retired products, unfortunately. I had a play, I loved it, and so I'm doing one for you using the Magnolia, Good Morning Magnolia suite. This one's done with the geared up garage. These papers unfortunately are all retired, but the card is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And it's, as I say, I did a man's one, so you can see it looks really nice as a man's card as well as a lady's card, and I just think they're gorgeous. So let's go on and tell you what you need. Let's pop them out of the way so they don't get damaged, and I will tell you what you need. And I've done some of the prep work already because there is actually quite a lot to do. So you're going to need 2 pieces of white that measure 5 7/8 by 4 1/8, and you're going to need 4 pieces of this is Mossy Meadow that measures 5 5/8 by 3 7/8, and 4 pieces of designer paper, which I'm going to be using this side, that measure 5 3/8 by 3 5/8. You're going to need another piece of white that measures 11 inches by 4 inches, and then you're going to need 4 pieces of Mossy Meadow, sorry, I've lost it again, that measure 3 3/4 by 2 1/2, and 4 pieces of designer paper. Now I've done some of the sticking because of gluing, because of there's a lot to do, so that measure 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. 2 tags, which I've cut one out already, but they measure 2 inches by 3 inches. And then you need a piece of scrap, which that one's big enough, but I did it on this piece here, which measures 6 1/4 by 5 7/8, because I used the large Magnolia stamp and the small Magnolia stamp along with my words. Well, I didn't do my words on that, but the small one you can do 4 times. So you need a piece that measures, well, this, because I know it fits on here, this measures 8 1/2 by 4 1/4, so that's what you need. And as you know, I always don't bring my big shot into the picture, so I've already done all of that. But we will stamp it and colour some of it together. So let's start. We are going to start with, let's move that piece out of the way so I don't get muddled up. We're going to start by gluing our designer paper onto our Mossy Meadow. So this is beautiful on this side too, but we don't want this side for this project. It will be way too heavy. So we're going to glue that onto there. Trusty tools, and this one onto the other one. Now the reason you're going to need 4 is because you're going to do this on both sides. So, and we have that on there like so. So this is my white. On the other side of my white I've already done the Mossy Meadow and designer paper, so we're going to turn them over and we're going to pop these on the other side. So this way they are done on both sides of the card. This gives it real stability It's up to you if you want to or don't want to do it this way with the extra layers, but I think it just makes it look right. I thought that the first one I did plain, and I didn't like it. I ended up screwing up and throwing it away. That's how bad I thought it looked. But that's just me. So let's see. And this one goes on. This one goes on this one. Oh, that was clever, wasn't it? Oh, look at that. Works perfectly. So that's our front and our back of our card. So that's why I've done it this way, because it just looks right being done on both sides. So that's the front and the back of our card. So now we're going to pop them out of the way for a moment. Let's pop them over there. And we're going to work on our piece of card that measures 11 inches by 4 inches. And we're going to score that. So I will get my scoreboard. And we're going to score this on the long side. I haven't got my cutting board here, so I will have to hop off in a second and get that. So we're going to score this at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/4. Actually, I will do it with my scissors. I won't. No, I just like my board. It does it better. Okay, so and we're going to fold this in half, making sure everything lines up nice and neatly, and then we're going to fold it the other way up to the middle, and making sure that lines up both sides as well as along this top edge, and turn it over and do the other side exactly the same, making sure it all lines up. So you've got an M shape or a W, whichever way up you wish to have it. Well, it's probably a W because of the way we're going to put it on there. What we need to do is we need to mark on this piece down on the side here to the 2-inch mark. And we're going to do the same on the other side. So because that's the halfway mark, it doesn't matter. So 2-inch mark, turn it around, 2-inch mark. And I'm going to go and get my cutting board. I will be 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. There we go, I'm back again. I'll bring in my cutting trimmer in, and I'm going to pop this into my trimmer, and we're going to line it up with this. Can I do this with my finger or not? Yes. From this score line down to that little mark we made there, and we're going to cut that corner off. So we're going to pop that in there, and we're going to just cut that corner off like so. And we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So we're going to pop that in here, and we're going to pop it so that this score line is here, and the little mark we made is in the groove at the other end, and we're going to cut that piece off there. So we have a shape that looks like so. So we can throw those bits in the bin. I'll pop this on one side, we're going to need it again in a moment. So what we're going to do then is we're going to glue 2 of our designer series paper onto our 2 green pieces, and the other 2 we're going to cut. So let's get those ones done, and we can pop them onto our card so we can see where we're going. Oops, my paper's coming off. And we'll glue these 2 onto these 2 centre ones. Oh, that wasn't very clever. I did that on that one. That doesn't matter. I'll come to remark that. these are going to go onto here in our centre bits, like so. Now with our other pieces, I've done the first one, so I will talk you through these. Okay. What I did was these were all the same length. They were all 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and I measured down on one side to 1 3/4 and 3 1/2. So I measured on my board, on my thing here, I measured down 3 1/2, and I put a mark. So I'll do it on this one so we can see what we're doing. Pop this along here, and it was 3 3/4, and I marked it at 3 1/2. And then I turned it around, I suppose, and measured it at, on the other side, at 1 3/4. And then I cut from that mark to that mark, which gave me this shape. With my second one, so that I didn't have to add it up, do it again, I put it on top of it like so, and then I drew a line across, so that all I have to do is pop that in my trimmer, at that line, like so, and trim that off. Now with your green pieces, it doesn't matter which way round you do it, because one will fit one side and one will fit the other, and they fit on there beautifully, and they're the right size. With my designer series paper one, what I did is I measured it at 1 1/2 on this side. So I measured this piece, which measures 3 1/2 by 2 1/4, so I measured it at 1 1/2 on this side, and 3 1/8 on this side, and I cut it. Now, because you don't want to cut it the same way, which I've marked on the wrong side, doesn't matter, I'll take those marks off. There we go. What you do next is you pop the two sides together. Doesn't matter whether you put your two right sides or two left sides together. Mark it up, and then draw it through the same as we did the other one, and pop it into your trimmer and trim that bit off. Now that's the easiest way I found to get all of my sides correct. The measurements for both of those will be on the written tutorial. So we have our two bits. Oh look, that's still on there, that little bit. There we go, that's gone now. And then we're going to glue those onto our pieces. So this one goes over this side, and this one goes on this one. And so we glue them onto our pieces of card. As I say, the measurements will be on my written tutorial. So if you would like the written tutorial, you just need to go to my Facebook group called Diane's Den for Stamping, Crafting and Tutorials. It is a closed group, but it's free. All you've got to do is ask to join. And I would love to see you there. So we're going to glue that onto there and that onto this one. And by doing that, I've made sure that these all are even around the edges. And then we can glue these onto our other flaps on the end. Get on there, nice and straight. and the same on the other side. Okay, so that is our two sides, our bits done. And this will fold up like so into the middle of the card. Whoops, as you can see, like that. So now what we need is where I've done my card fronts. We are going to take only one of them, so we'll pop the other one on one side, and we're going to place glue along this edge here, the long edge, along the short edge, and across the bottom. Not over the whole lot. So down the right side, down the left side, and along the bottom. Just a small run of glue. If you want to be able to pop your gift card or your tag in there. And then we are going to place this onto our card roughly in the center. So try and centralize it. It's a tiny little bit difficult, but not impossible to do. So we want to try and centralize it into the middle of our card, and once we're happy with it, we can press it down nice and hard and just give it a nice smooth out. Once you're happy with that, we do exactly the same again on the other side. We're going to put a small run of glue down the left hand side, the right hand side, and the bottom. And then let's just pop that splotch off. We're going to then place this one over the top of the other one, lining up the two pieces of card properly. So if you pick them up and give them a shuffle and then pop them down, they're going to be in the right place all the way around. And then you can just give it a rub, and it will then be the same on both sides. There we have our basic card. Let's turn it around the other way so you can see. That's our basic card, and it looks just absolutely gorgeous, just like that. Well, without all the things on it, but that's how it goes. So now we'll do the tags. So our tags are the 2 inch by 3 inch pieces. Now I have used my tag top punch. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure this, not sure if this one's still available or not, but there is a tag top punch available of some kind. Pop your tag in there and press off the top, and let's move that one out the way. And then I brought in my rounder, and I rounded off the bottoms of this, and I then stamped in Memento, Thinking of You, on one. Let's make sure I've got Thinking of You up the right way. Thinking of You on one, and making sure I've got it up just the wrong way. And I've put them on an angle on purpose because I just like things on an angle. And Enjoy Today on the other. I have some white ribbon here with the silver edge on it, and I'm going to pop a piece, probably about, let's chop that horrible end off. Probably, oh, stand up glue, probably about 4 inches I'd say. So you can then pop 2 ends through your tag, oops, get on the screen, and through the top, and then you can just cut them on an angle. Oh, come on, why didn't that cut nice and neatly? There we go. And the same again, so maybe go a little bit bigger to start off with and chop off a little bit extra. So 4 inches could be, probably 5 inches would have been better for me to do that with. and then I can cut them off on the same angle. Let's pop them away in the rubbish bin, and we can pop our tags inside our card then, so they will fit beautifully in there. And as I say, a gift card will fit in there if you wish to put a gift card in there. If not, you've got your tags there. So that is the basic card done. We now need our piece, and we're going to stamp our large Magnolia flower. And I like to stamp my flower, not my flower on the stamp because it's too big. And we're going to pop that onto this part of the card. Stock. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful card. Stamp this one. I absolutely love it to death. And then we're going to stamp 4 of the small Magnolia flowers. And let's pop. And while I'm at it, while I've got this out, I might as well stamp my sentiment, which I have my punch here. I can't remember the name of this punch. I'm going to punch this piece out, and then I will stamp my hello right in the centre, if I can get it right in the centre. Hello. So let's pop that on one side. I can put my lid on my ink pad, and then they're out of the way. We will bring this back in, and we will colour a little bit of this, as I've already done one. So I have here Crumb Cake, light and dark, Old Olive, light and dark. I have, what colour is this? So Saffron, light and dark. I think that's the other one. Yes, no, that's the Daffodil Delight. Light and dark, and, oh no, that's that. And Daffodil Delight Dark. So the Daffodil Delight Dark is for the centre of the Magnolia flower, just for like where the stamens are. So we've done those, and then I used the dark So Saffron to go up my petals a little bit. And as I say, you can see I sweep up my petals. You would have seen me do this before on another video. And sweep up my petals. And I turn it because you want your sweeping in the right direction. And then, oops, yep, a little bit just there. And then with the, and I'll do one of these so you can see. So I do the same, I do the sweeping with the dark one on the little bits that you can see. And then we get rid of that one, and then with the light one we go up a little bit higher, just so that it blends in. You can make your magnolias any colour you like. I'm just doing mine in the yellows. I did have a class last year, and the lady wanted to do hers in purple, and it absolutely looked gorgeous. So on the stems I used the light crumb cake, and I did right down the stems. I'll do one stem on here so we can see how it goes. And then I use the dark one just to do the shading along this one. And around the, like, the, what do you call that, knot. And just along the edge, like so. With the leaves, I will do this leaf for you, and then I will finish the rest off to give to my mum a later time. So we will colour in with the light, oh excuse me, the light old olive, the whole leaf. And then I will go with the dark old olive. Where these dark patches are, I like to just wipe it along there so that it looks like that's how it's supposed to be, like shading. And then I usually go over the top again with my light one to blend it down even more. So you can see there's even more shading now. And that's how I do my leaves. Same on that, oh I can't get the lip on that one. Same on the little one here. I use the light, I'll do the leaf on this one. The light old olive on the leaves. And then I shade with the dark down one side of the two bigger leaves. I don't worry about the little leaf. And then I just shade over the top of that again so that it blends it along so there's not a line. And that's how I do my flowers. Now I have already done my flowers, so I will bring them in so you can see. I've cut them all out already because I've used the Magnolia stamp set, and I've cut out 4 of the little magnolias. So this is done with this one and these 2 beautiful dies. I think I've shown you this before, but we used this one here, and the hello we used the little flower, and I cut 4 of them. Enjoy today and thinking of you. And they were all cut out with those beautiful dies there, and they look absolutely gorgeous. I'm really pleased with the way they worked out. Now I forgot my dimensions. I will just quickly go and get my dimensions off of the other table. I'm doing good this week. And I'm going to also cut out another one of these, that same size of the punch. And I'm going to cut this in half long ways. And I'm going to run a small piece of glue along the edge here. And I'll turn it this way, I find it easier to do it. And then I'm going to glue that to this so that you get an edge on the edge. Can you see that? And then I will do exactly the same on this side here. And pick that one up and put that on the bottom. I just think that it's better than just a plain old sentiment. So making sure you've got your thing up the right way, and we're going to pop our flowers onto here. And now, to not make it so bulky, you can do them flat, or if you want to put them on dimensions you can. I'm going to do mine flat because I don't want them to be too bulky. So I think otherwise it can be quite bulky, and that's okay if you're given the card, but if you're going to pop it in the post it can work out quite expensive. I don't know about other parts of the world, but in Australia they just like to squash everything, and I hate it when they squash things when you've spent so much time making them for somebody. So, sorry Australia Post, if you don't like what I've said, you can come and knock on my door, I won't mind. And that one's going to go just there, like so. So that's the inside of the card done. And now I'm going to pop this up on dimensions on the outside of the card. This week I have the large ones, last week I couldn't find them. This week I left them on the table. Oh. Which means I'm doing really good over the last couple of videos. And I'll just use a tiny bit of this end bit, because it's like half a size, down on this stem here. And I'll put some on the back of this little sentiment. So, and we will pop this onto the card then. I always find these bigger ones are easier, much easier to peel than the small ones. So if you find, like me, that it gets a bit fiddly, then, oops, that one already had one taken off. And we're going to then place this onto the front of our card, like so. I haven't got any wing Stella on this one, but I will put it on there, but I didn't bring it over with me, so I'm not going to run off and go and get it now. So, and I can put my little hello down here, like so. I will then bring in my pearls, and I'm going to put 3 pearls of the larger ones down this side here, just to finish it off. And there you go. What do you think? I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I do like it in this colour. So there it is. That's a bridge card. It's a gift card. What's that called? Double gift card or tag card, bridge card. And that's my card for this week, and I hope you've enjoyed that. Where are my others? These, as I say, have been done with retired Stampin' Out product. Some aren't, you know, but most of it's done with retired products. This one, the Geared Up Garage is still available in the stamp set and the dies, but the papers are no longer available. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I think it's gorgeous. So, and I will see you again next week. If you enjoyed my video, please give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, or leave me a comment. And if for any reason I can help you with purchasing of products, and all of this is still available, please give me a call or an email or a PM, or if you prefer, you can actually go online and purchase online and put my name in as Demonstrator. The only problem is you do have to live in Australia for that. But if you would like to do that, I will leave my details down below, in the box down below, for you to have a look. And I would love for you to purchase from me. I hope you've enjoyed this week's video, and I will see you again next week. Bye for now.